Most people believe success comes from talent, hard work, or luck. But sooner or later, they notice something strange. The people who rise the fastest are not always the smartest. They simply have access. Behind every opportunity, every promotion, and every powerful position, there is a network, an invisible system of trust, influence, and relationships. And here's the dangerous part. Most people spend years working harder when they should be positioning themselves smarter. The world rewards strategy, not innocence. Power rarely announces itself. It hides in conversations, recommendations, and connections made behind closed doors. Most people never realize this. They think networking is about collecting contacts. It isn't. Strategy 1. Create value that cannot be ignored. The first thing you must understand is that powerful people do not connect because they need more people. They connect because they recognize value. This distinction changes everything. Most individuals enter conversations with an invisible hunger. They want validation, they want opportunities, they want access, and even when they try to hide it, that desire reveals itself. Powerful people sense this immediately. Beneath every conversation, a silent evaluation is taking place. Motives are being measured. Intentions are being tested. People are constantly asking themselves one question: why is this person talking to me? And here is the dangerous part. The person who appears needy immediately loses leverage. This is where people lose power. When you approach someone influential, hoping they will elevate your life, your behavior changes. Your voice becomes more cautious. Your opinions become weaker. You stop being authentic and start managing impressions. The paradox is brutal. The more desperately you want access, the less attractive you become, because desperation creates pressure, and pressure creates resistance. Power respects self-sufficiency. This does not mean becoming cold. It means becoming valuable before becoming visible. Most people focus on getting attention. Strategic people focus on creating value. Develop knowledge that others lack. Develop skills that solve real problems. Become the person who creates clarity in confusion and remains calm when others become emotional. Because influential people are not searching for admiration. They are searching for usefulness. They remember the person who solved a problem. They remember the person who delivered results. They remember the calm mind in a chaotic room. Most people chase visibility before they create value. That is why they remain invisible. The world rewards the opposite approach. First become useful, then become visible. And once you understand this, networking stops being a hunt for approval. It becomes the art of becoming impossible to ignore. Because influence is not built through self-promotion. It is built through value. The kind of value that people remember long after the conversation ends. Strategy 2. Enter rooms. Most people never reach. Most people spend their lives trying to be noticed by everyone. Powerful people do the opposite. They understand that attention is finite. Time is finite. Energy is finite. They do not waste their efforts trying to impress the entire world. Instead, they position themselves where the right people are already paying attention. This is a subtle distinction, but it changes everything. Every empire, every institution, every industry, and every social hierarchy operates through invisible circles. Some people stand at the center. Others remain at the edges, wondering why opportunities never seem to find them. The mistake is assuming that proximity alone creates influence. It does not. The world rewards positioning. Sun Tzu understood that victory is often decided long before the battle begins. The same principle governs human relationships. The opportunity is secured before the conversation. The connection is established before the handshake. The door opens long before you ever knock on it. Most people spend years chasing influential individuals directly. They send messages. They ask for favors. They try to force connections that have no foundation. Strategic people understand a different truth. Instead of chasing powerful people, they enter environments where powerful people naturally gather. Because context shapes perception. A person ignored in one room can become highly valuable in another. A voice overlooked by the crowd can become essential inside the right circle. Most people never realize this. They focus on individuals while ignoring ecosystems. Yet power flows through ecosystems, communities, organizations, projects, professional associations, mastermind groups, creative collaborations. Every meaningful network exists inside an environment first, and inside individual relationships second. The moment you place yourself in environments defined by ambition, discipline, competence, and growth, something begins to change. You stop relying on luck. You stop waiting to be discovered. You dramatically increase the probability of meaningful encounters. And here is the dangerous part. People think powerful networks are built through introductions. They are actually built through repeated exposure. Trust rarely appears instantly. Trust accumulates. The more often people encounter your competence, your reliability, and your presence, the more familiar you become. And familiarity creates opportunity. One conversation is rarely enough. One meeting is rarely enough. One interaction is rarely enough. But when people repeatedly see your value, your name begins to stay in their minds. Eventually, opportunities appear without being requested. Recommendations happen when you are not in the room. Doors begin opening before you even realize they exist, because the world is filled with invisible doors, and positioning determines which ones open. Strategy 3. See what others refuse to notice. Human beings reveal themselves through what they talk about, but they reveal far more through what they fear. Carl Jung understood that beneath every social mask exists a hidden reality, a shadow, a collection of insecurities, ambitions, desires, frustrations, and motivations that rarely appear on the surface. This is where true networking begins. Not with words, with observation. Most people enter conversations focused on what they should say next. They search for the perfect sentence, the perfect story, the perfect impression. Strategic people focus on something entirely different. They focus on what they should notice. They watch patterns. They watch reactions. They watch what excites people and what makes them uncomfortable. Because every individual possesses a psychological map, and that map determines behavior. Manipulative people understand this very well. They know that people are often driven more by hidden emotions than by logic. The executive obsessed with status, the entrepreneur obsessed with legacy, the artist obsessed with recognition, the investor obsessed with certainty. Different faces, different professions, different lives. Yet beneath them all exists the same human machinery. Desire, fear, validation, meaning. Most people never realize this. They hear words and assume the words are the truth. But words are often only the surface. The real motivations exist underneath. The moment you learn to recognize these forces, your conversations become fundamentally different. You stop speaking only to what people say. You begin speaking to what drives them. And here is where influence quietly emerges. People feel understood, not because you flatter them, not because you agree with everything they say, but because you perceive something deeper. Few experiences are more powerful than being truly understood. Most individuals spend their lives feeling unseen. They hide behind professional titles, social masks, and carefully constructed identities while secretly wishing someone would understand what truly matters to them. The person who sees clearly gains extraordinary leverage because people naturally trust those who understand them. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Every room becomes a landscape of motivations. Every conversation becomes a window into hidden desires. You begin noticing who seeks approval, who seeks control, who seeks admiration, and who seeks security. Patterns appear everywhere. And the more patterns you recognize, the easier relationships become to navigate, because human nature follows predictable paths. People may change their words. They may change their appearance. They may change their circumstances, but their deeper motivations remain surprisingly consistent. That is why awareness is always more powerful than charisma. Charisma can attract attention, but perception creates influence. And influence begins the moment you learn to see what everyone else overlooks. Strategy 4. Become the person people depend on. One of the greatest illusions in modern society is the belief that visibility creates influence. It does not. Visibility attracts attention. Influence shapes decisions. And most people confuse the two for years. Many try to appear important, to be noticed, to stay visible. But attention is unstable. It fades quickly and shifts without warning. Powerful people focus on something far more permanent: trust. Trust is the rarest currency in existence. Money can be lost and regained. Status rises and falls. Attention comes and goes. But trust compounds. And this is where most people lose power. They try to impress instead of proving consistency. They seek admiration instead of dependability. They focus on image while neglecting substance. But people do not remember moments. They remember patterns. A single strong action creates attention. Consistency creates trust. Schopenhauer understood something uncomfortable about human nature. People act in self-interest, not out of malice, but survival instinct. That is why trust is never given easily. It is earned slowly, through repetition, through behavior, through proof over time. Keeping your word, remaining steady under pressure, delivering when it is difficult, staying consistent when no one is watching. These are the signals that build reputation. And reputation is the foundation of every powerful network. Because networks are not built on charm, they are built on reliability. And here is the dangerous part. Most people never become reliable enough to be remembered. They stay unpredictable, inconsistent, fragmented, and the world forgets them just as quickly as it notices them. But trust works differently. Once it is earned, it stabilizes your position in people's minds. You stop being replaceable. You become dependable. And dependable people are rare. That is why doors open for them without force. Because people do not gamble with uncertainty. They rely on certainty. Become that certainty, and your network begins to hold itself together. Strategy 5. Eliminate connections that weaken you. Eventually, every ambitious person encounters a difficult truth. Not everyone should remain close to you. This realization separates strategic individuals from emotional ones. Nietzsche spoke of self-overcoming, the process of becoming stronger by transcending limitations. But one limitation most people ignore is the influence of their environment. Every relationship exerts pressure. Every conversation shapes perspective. Every circle slowly reshapes identity. Most people underestimate this because the change is rarely immediate. It happens gradually, almost invisibly, until one day they realize they are no longer thinking in their own way. They are thinking in the way their environment trained them to think. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Energy spreads, beliefs spread, standards spread, ambition spreads, but mediocrity spreads faster than anything else. The moment you understand this, everything changes. Because networking is not only about adding people, it is about curating influence. Powerful individuals are selective, not because they are cold, but because they are aware of consequences. A single toxic connection can distort judgment. A single manipulative relationship can drain momentum. A single negative environment can quietly erase discipline. The world rewards strategy, not innocence. And strategy requires boundaries. Not every invitation deserves acceptance. Not every relationship deserves continuation. Not every connection deserves access to your attention. Because attention is not just time. Attention is identity. Where your attention goes, your mind follows. And where your mind follows, your life begins to take shape. This is why elite networks appear exclusive from the outside. They are not built on rejection. They are built on protection. Protection of standards, protection of focus, protection of momentum, protection of direction. The strongest networks are not the largest. They are the most intentional, built on mutual respect, shared values, aligned ambition, and a silent understanding that growth requires subtraction as much as addition. Because every powerful connection should strengthen your trajectory, not dilute it. And here is the dangerous part. Most people never subtract the right relationships. They hold on out of habit, out of guilt, out of comfort. And slowly, they trade long-term growth for short-term familiarity. But power requires discomfort. It requires decisions that feel isolating in the moment, but clarifying in the long run. When you begin to curate your environment deliberately, something shifts. Your standards rise without effort. Your focus sharpens without discipline. Your direction becomes clearer without explanation. Because environment is not background, it is architecture. And once you control the architecture, you begin to control the outcome. Most people will spend their lives believing that success is an individual pursuit. They will focus on effort while ignoring positioning. They will chase opportunities while neglecting relationships. They will seek recognition while overlooking trust. And they will wonder why progress remains painfully slow. But now you see the hidden architecture. You understand that networks are not collections of contacts. They are systems of influence, systems built through value, positioning, observation, trust, and selection. The world has always operated this way. Most people simply never notice. And here is the final truth. Powerful networks are not built overnight. They are built one interaction at a time, one observation at a time, one decision at a time, quietly, strategically, deliberately. Because the strongest forms of power rarely announce themselves. They grow in silence, hidden beneath ordinary conversations, hidden beneath everyday encounters, hidden beneath relationships that appear insignificant until the moment they change everything. The moment you understand this, you stop asking who can help you. You begin asking who you are becoming. Because ultimately, the network you build is a reflection of the person you become. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.